Everything starts off really loose. My hair's a bit messy. Hi there, how you going? It's Misha Bear here. I just thought I'd do something a bit different today and do a little bit of a chat about things. I've been writing a song now for over 30 weeks. Not always in a row because I did take a couple of breaks to visit family and stuff. I started it last September in 2021. It's now June 2022. So I've been pretty consistent. I've been going on now for over half a year. So I guess I just thought that now would be a good time to just have a little bit of a chat about what I do, how I do it, how I keep the creative process going over a longer period of time, and what inspires me, what keeps me going, and how I don't just come to the creative roadblocks that everybody else talks about. All the reasons that people might not continue to write a song consistently and regularly. I just felt like having a consistent songwriting practice would not only improve my songwriting skills, keep me accountable so that months don't go by and I haven't written anything, and just so that I end up with a bunch of songs that I can work with, so that I have got material to record when the time comes to get into the studio. Creative outlet as well, to keep writing so that I keep bringing up my emotions and bringing out anything that seems to need to come out, rather than waiting for like something really dramatic to happen and then I'll write a song. Or wait until I feel really miserable and depressed and then I'll write a song. Or wait until I'm really happy. Instead, I'm drawing on my feelings from the past, my feelings about the future, my feelings based on putting myself into other people's shoes, like when other people are having, some issues or dramas. So I got a few tips, and obviously some of them are around the songwriting process, because that's been my focus each and every week, just looking at what my process is and observing that by making a video. But it's also just the general way of thinking, I suppose. The first sort of idea that I have to share with you, in my opinion, I think the most important thing is to have a time and a space each week, each fortnight, each month, a regular time, and be kind of precious about it, be selfish about it, block it off in the calendar, in the diary, and just mentally prepare for that's your songwriting time, and you're not going to miss it. It's an appointment, and it's become the highlight of my week. I really look forward to it. I love writing songs. I love writing a song every week. It gives me a buzz to know that I'm doing something so creative, but so often. It's really cool. I used to probably go like 6 months without songs, and I would get to the point where it was like bubbling and bursting up inside of me, and just for ages I'd be saying to everyone, I've got to write songs, I'm not writing songs, I need to write songs, why am I writing songs? And eventually, I'll sit down and I'll write like 5 or 6 songs all at once, and it just pours out of me. But I'm actually not letting myself get to that point now. I'm slow and steady wins the race, just plodding along nicely. So the first tip is make a time, a regular time, and be really selfish about it. Don't give up that time easily, unless you're moving house or something. It dramatically changes everything when you make that time. The second thing that also I think changes everything is just thinking of yourself as a songwriter. In other words, in between songwriting times, you're still in that mindset. So I say to myself, what am I going to write about? What am I going to sing about? What am I going to write a song about? And I might start thinking about it a couple of days earlier. Or sometimes, often I'm saying, well, I haven't had time to think about anything. This is my songwriting time, and that's absolutely fine. But it helps a lot to think about it in advance. Anytime during the week, I still have a songwriter hat on. I've still got my hat on that says I'm a singer-songwriter. If I come across a line or something like comes to mind and I just think, I could write a song with that, or that's a really cool line, I just jot it down in my notes. Sometimes it's an entire poem, the entire lyrics to a song, and then I'm like, sweet, I've got half the amount of work to do in my next session. But sometimes it might be a little tune, or I'll wake up with a little tune in my head as I wake up. And obviously this is the key to retain and record all of the things that pop into your head. So I write down the note, I write down the lyrics in notes and song ideas, and I record any tunes that pop into my head at any time of day or night into the voice memo. If you've watched any of my episodes, you'll see that I'll go, okay, well, let's see if I have come up with anything during the week that I can work with now. And I'll go, okay, like I recorded 3 things this week, and I'll listen, and there'll be like little tiny snippets, a little tune, humming a tune, might be very quietly because Max is asleep next to me. I might sing some words. I might sing an actual tune with words. I'm listening all the time, I suppose is what you could say. I'm listening for people's tunes that are stuck in their head, and I can do my own little interpretation of that. In one of my episodes, I just heard a guy whistling as he walked down the alleyway past our house, and I was like, that's a nice little ditty. I'm going to use that. And by the time I take it upstairs, sing it into my phone or jot it down, interpret it into a song, it's going to be completely different to anything you've heard in the street, but it just gives me a little bit of a jog inspiration, and it gets me going and it gives me an idea. So in one episode, there was a woman walking along the beach in the opposite direction to me, and she was talking about echo chambers. I just jotted that word down and I had no idea what it meant, and then I went back and I did some Googling and found out about what echo chambers are and filter bubbles and all of this stuff, and I was like, well, that's new, that's something to write about, it's a topic. Listen to the birds singing, listen to the rhythm of the lawnmower or the guy drilling next door. Listen to words that other people are saying that may mean nothing to you, but it's words that can just set off that creative flow. So this is sort of like all the lead up to it. This is just like general thinking of yourself as a singer-songwriter. On the day I start, like I go for my run on a Tuesday morning every Tuesday, and then I start to really think, and then I start to really listen, and I start to really pay attention to the noises and the words and the sounds going on around me, but also what's going on inside of me. And I start to really think about my mood. I start to really have a nice little chat to myself. What's preeminent in my forefront of my mind and my thoughts and my feelings today at this moment. And the cool thing about writing every week is that I don't have like a build up and an overflow of emotions that I need to get out because I haven't written for so long. It's just like, well, what happened this week? And that's it. And it's such a bite-sized chunk of emotions and feelings to deal with. It's really manageable. So that will, I guess, sort of determine the kind of song that I want to write that day. So I sit down with those sort of intentions and thoughts. It helps to have some idea of what mood I'm in and what I want to write about and what I want to convey, because a song, like the words, the rhythm, it's all going to fit together like as one kind of like moody kind of little package. Tip number 3 would have to be words. Apart from like paying attention to thoughts and snippets and ideas and wearing your singer-songwriter hat, unless you have like actual words, it's going to be very hard to write a song. And you can see in some episodes that I have not come up with any words during the week, or normally it'll be like 5 minutes before when I'm putting my makeup on, I'll quickly have some words pop into my mind, because it's sort of like last minute, okay, this has to be done. But if I have nothing, if I literally sit down on a Tuesday arvo to record Songwriting Express and I have nothing, it hurts my brain so much. And it really takes heaps longer. Like instead of writing a song in an hour, it will take like 2 hours. It is so nice, even when I have some loose words, even when it's just like 1 or 2 lines, it's so much better than having nothing. And loose words are fine. If I hear someone talking about echo chamber in the street and I'm like, okay, what's that? I just Google it and write down some words, random words. So everything starts off really loose. I start off with loose words, unless I've like fully written a song, you know, unless I've fully written a poem, and I've done that before. I've always written a lot of poetry anyway. Like I've got notebooks full of poetry, and that's just something that I've always done. And you might like journal or write a diary or something, and it helps a lot just to be writing anything. Writing will lead to more writing, as everything leads to more of itself. Start off like really loose. Once you have some words, I think it can really inform the rhythm the feel, the genre, the tempo, all those things, and that can start out really loose as well. So by this point, we're sitting down. It's a Tuesday afternoon. You've got your little tune in your head, your snippet, your few words. You've got everything kind of loose. It's starting to come towards a song, but it's not yet a song. At this point, I think you just have to start to bring things together, and it's important to listen to what you're doing. So you can easily miss something if you just start singing or playing or humming and not really paying attention, like, because that's when your subconscious starts to come up and have a play, and she'll be like, okay, you might be like, thinking about something else. You know, I'm trying to write a song, You just hummed a song. You just hummed a tune, and you didn't hear it. Catch yourself. Say, hang on, what was that? I just sang something. Quickly record it, because I am the biggest fan of recording absolutely anything before I lose it, because obviously, you know, my memory is not the best. You'll have fleeting moments, fleeting tunes and fleeting ideas. They can pass you by really quickly, and that's why they are you know, coming from like a bit of a deeper place, a bit of a more spiritual place. Yeah, if you're not paying attention, it'll just go. And then you'll still be sitting there going, I can't write a song, I don't know what to write a song about. But you had an idea, it came and went. It took the train, it's gone, it's into space. It's hanging out on the moon, eating cheese. When you're in the songwriting process, you have to listen, and you have to tune in and listen to what you're saying, listen to what you're singing, listen to the little tunes you're humming, and catch them. Them if you can. The next thing that you really need to do is some work. The fun creative bit has come, and it was good while it lasted, but it's still not a song. It's still just a few loose words, a few loose tunes, and a few loose kind of ideas. You can't record that, you can't sing that on stage. What you need to do next is the kind of less fun bit, and that's called work. But that's the bit that's going to transform your ideas and your little deep thoughts and feelings into a song. When I'm doing this section of my songwriting, it's called the work, and then I have to go line by line by line, words, words, words. And that's where you usually see me in a video going, okay, I need words, I need more words, I need more words, I need more words. And then I have to sit and think for a while. And then I'll be like, okay, I've got words. I need a tune. I need a tune, I need a tune, I need a tune. By doing this week in, week out, it definitely helps for this all to flow more quickly. Even so, some days are just the hard slog. And you've got to think about what you're saying, you've got to think about what it means. So I use my phone a lot. I Google the definition of words. I also look up synonyms, word and then rhyming. What rhymes with a word? 3 things. The definition or the meaning of a word, the synonym, so looking up like a thesaurus on your phone, and rhyming words. I'm not a rhyming dictionary, and I'm not a thesaurus, and I've got a lot to think about because I need to think of a song and the chord and the rhythm and the words, and sometimes I just need like more words, and that's where a bit of help comes in handy, and just to keep it going and just to keep on expressing what I want to try and say. And so then you just, you sing it over and over again until you get it right. And as I said, every single time you sing a new part, like sing the verse through a few times, record it, sing the chorus through a few times, record it, sing the bridge, record it, make sure it all flows from one to the other and that you can transition, because sometimes what can hold you up is transitioning from like the verse to the chorus to the bridge, and back again, like the different parts of the song. And then you're probably getting to that point where you're starting to think about the structure, and that's my next tip. So I like to constantly mix up the structure. Sometimes I'll have an instrumental, Sometimes I'll have a bridge, sometimes I have like a long pre-chorus or like a one-line pre-chorus or no pre-chorus, and it really just depends on how the song is panning out and how it's sounding and where I'm going with it. At around this point in time, I'll record the whole song to see how long it goes for, and that can often determine like the structure of the song. Oh, it's a bit short, I'll throw in a bridge, or I'll throw in an instrumental, or it's a bit long, I'll cut a section out, and I just usually aim for it to be about between 3 and 4 minutes. So yeah, tap into yourself, get that higher kind of level of understanding of where you're at and what's around you in the world and what's inside. Bring it out, hear it, listen to it, capture it, and then do some work. You know, work up a bit of a mental sweat, because you're gonna have to play it through quite a few times to be able to turn it into a song. Get all the words written, get all the chords written, get all the parts written, structure it, work on the transitions, be able to play it through several times, then you've written a song. Hooray! So yeah, I think that's it for me for today. I just wanted to do like a little tips from Misha Bear. I have been writing a new song every week now for several months, and I'm pretty happy with myself. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it or if I'd hit some like really bad creative blocks, but it seems that the more that I keep the habit going, the more I can do it. It just gives me a lot of self-satisfaction. The whole doing it on YouTube, I guess, just makes me feel like I don't have 30 songs just busting to get out. I guess I feel like it's already out and I can kind of just let it go and move on. Like I'll probably record a few of these songs from the episodes, but I'm not like super attached to many of them. There's a couple there that I definitely love. Just keeps me loose and limber. It's like any kind of muscle. I'm just exercising it week in, week out. So yeah, hopefully you got something out of my video today, and hopefully you're a little bit inspired. You'll go off and start your own regular songwriting habit. Do it for yourself and do it for your own mental health, I suppose, and the health of your creative, artistic side of you that we're not always in tune with in this day and age because we get so busy. It's always just tuning in and taking the time. Take the time to tune in. Take the time to turn up, tune in, and churn them out. There you go, my new motto. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.